With us now is retired Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery of the U.S. Navy and former DHS senior official Bridget Bean. Great to have you both with us today to talk through these really important issues. Admiral Montgomery, I'll start with you. Axios reporting that Iran has set a 1-month deadline for negotiations on the Strait of Hormuz and an end to the war in Israel and Lebanon, and as well as a 2-month deadline for negotiations over Iran's nuclear program. And, of course, our excellent reporting from Robert Sherman just there. So let's talk about how likely it is that any of this happens within these deadlines.
Well, if it's based on the 14-point proposal the Iranians just sent over, nothing's going to happen because it still has reparations, a new way of controlling ships with the Straits of Hormuz that would be in violation of international law, a relief on all sanctions without any mention of the nuclear program. So from my perspective, the Iranian 14-point proposal is as unrealistic as their 10-point proposal. What I'm hoping is that the president sees the value in the blockade, the economic damage we're doing to Iran, and has the patience and discipline to allow that to carry out and see what happens over the next 3 to 6 weeks.
Bridget, what do you think of this 14-point plan? And do you think that we'll end up seeing the U.S. military restart these strikes?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Mark. You're absolutely right. But what I had to chuckle at is the president is known for hyperbole, but on this one, he said he's not satisfied. And that actually was the understated version because the content is far worse than the headlines suggest. I just want to touch on two parts, right? So the first is, and it's galling to me, Iran wants the blockade lifted, U.S. forces withdrawn, frozen assets released, all those things. And again, punting the nuclear question to what they call the final stage. But for me, two galling parts. One is Iran is asking the U.S. to formally recognize their right to enrich uranium. From day one, Operation Epic Fury has had one mission: no nuclear Iran. Mm-hmm. So again, Iran's asking us to legitimize the very program we went to war to prevent. That is not a deal, that's surrender. And what scares me the most is what's buried deeper in, and Mark touched on it. If we accept Iran's proposal, it would shred 80 years of freedom of navigation. And once you set that precedent, China demands it at Malacca, Russia at the Black Sea. Every authoritarian regime with a choke point copies the playbook. This is not just an Iran problem right now, it's a world order problem. And that's why I think this 14-point plan, the president was right to reject it.
All right. And also this, Admiral Montgomery, a British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, speaking to the BBC News about the war in Iran. We want to take his take. Take a listen.
The Iran war is not our war. We're not getting dragged into it. Whatever pressure is put on me, I'm not going to drag the United Kingdom into a war. It's not in our national interest. But it is impacting us. It's impacting our economy. It's impacting what happens on our streets.
Taking it from an outside view, is it in the UK's interest to join the war in Iran as you see it?
Well, certainly Keir Starmer is no Winston Churchill, that's for sure. What I would say is, one of the predicates of this war is 32,000 Iranian protesters were killed in 36 hours. That was the highest density of slaughter of a civilian population since Germany in the 1940s. And for the British to pretend that's not an issue is ludicrous. Iran actually committed the first violation of maritime law by blocking flow through the Strait of Hormuz. By the way, the flow of oil and natural gas that his country, the United Kingdom, needs. So they did the first violation of international law. So this war, this conflict is absolutely in the United Kingdom's national security interests. This is his peak and his hubris, at the treatment he's gotten from Trump. Now, I do wish President Trump had treated our allies with a tiny bit more respect over the first 14 months. They deserved a lot of the hard time he gave them. But this response by Starmer, by Macron in France, even by Merz in Germany are unacceptable for countries that are completely reliant on the United States for their defense against Russian authoritarian action.
Bridget, I'm up against a break, but I want to give you the last word if you could give me 30 seconds on a response.
Yeah, pressure matters. The president needs to keep up the pressure. It's what's brought Iran to the negotiating table, and it's what's going to keep them there. So we need to keep up the military, the economic, and the diplomatic pressure.
Thank you both so much for being here today. Retired Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery of the U.S. Navy and former DHS senior official Bridget Bean. Thank you very much.